live from Daytona International Speedway. It is time to go racing once again here on Tuesday nights. This is the Slide Job Racing League Season 17 opener at Daytona. It's the iRacing.Funny 500K, 250. I call it 250 because that's what it is. It's still 250 to me. It's still real to me, damn it. Dawson Allen on the call with you, as always, joining you for another beautiful season racing here on Tuesday nights here in the Slide Job Racing League with the stars of Tuesday nights and Tyler Watermoon coming out to do battle here at Daytona to open up Season 17. Coming into tonight's race, it has been a trend the past 3 races at this track throughout the league's past couple seasons. This win has gone to a driver that drives for one team. And those 3 drivers have one thing in common. They drive for one team. And that's Dane Cruz back in Season 14. Season 15 went to Bridger Olson. And then Season 16, last season's winner, Yusuf Ghali, all drive for Cruz Auto Racing. And the pressure is on this team to keep that streak going. Dane Cruz is looking to see if he can keep it and pick up his 3rd win at this racetrack. Bridger Olson looking to see if he can get his 2nd win as well. You got Yusuf Ghali looking to go back-to-back. A new member of the team, Enrique Cucalon, in the 22, looking to prove that he's got what it takes to keep hold on this race team. So we'll see if he can do it tonight. See if our BRN colleague can make it. So is the field getting their last bit of practice in the draft in before we hit 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That is when we will officially get the field gridded up and ready to go racing in the iRacing.Funny 250 here at Daytona International Speedway. We're so excited to have you here on BRN for another season of racing here for the Slide Job Racing League. It's going to be a lot of fun here tonight as these drivers get ready to do battle. 125 laps is the count that we have. We'll see how these drivers fare as tonight's race gets ready to go. So as we're watching everybody kind of just maybe making their last ditch effort here, drafting with someone or seeing how the car drives and handles is what pretty much everybody's just trying to do. Or maybe just goofing off before we get this race hot and rolling for 125 laps of action here at Daytona. Guys practicing green flag stops in case they have to cross that bridge. There we see the 22 of Enrique Cucalon, Cruz Auto Racing's newest driver, added to the folds here tonight this season. Right now, 15th fastest. And of course, once we get to the starting grid, we'll show you how everybody lines up after the duels races last week at Daytona to get this grid ready to go. Really just not much else to say. I mean, practice is practice, especially on a super speedway. Really not much to learn off of it when these drivers are already ready to go racing. We already have our lineup set, so no qualifying to have to set the field. It's all ready to go once we hit the timer. Matthew Chastain, 12 machine on the racetrack right now. Currently 9th fastest. Just turning his last lap before we get ready to go racing here. Looks like our fastest car in practice will be the driver there with 76, Justin Rott, looking to see if he can pick up a victory at Daytona. Picked up his first career win last season here in the Slide Job Racing League. He'd love to start off season 17 with a bang and take home the win at Daytona. We'll just have to see how everything shakes out in due time for this race. Just 6 seconds, and then we'll hit that grid, and we will get you to line up for the iRacing.Funny 250, 500K, whatever this race is called, as they're all going to wreck each other here, coming away, getting ready to go racing. So here we go, getting ready to race at Daytona, looking over the World Center of Racing here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Getting ready to highlight this field. Of course, qualifying happened 2 weeks ago. The duels were last week to set this field of what is going to be, right now it looks like 39 cars gridded up, ready to race. So let's take a look at how this field is going to line up for tonight's race. Here we go. Pole position went to the number 65, newcomer Andrew Jamelin. He picks up the pole over Dylan Parker, a three-time champion of the league, looking to see if he can add another Daytona win to his name. Michael Kruger, still looking for career win number 1. He's got Quincy Strawhacker on his outside of row number 2. Row 3 sees the 06 of Brett Bennett with Gino O'Mara to his outside. Row 4, you see Michael Sturgill and Enrique Cucalan. Then rounding out the top 10, it's Oscar Enriquez and the 81 of Andrew Lotz. Starting in row 6, it's Michael Walls with Bridger Olson, his outside. Tyler Watermolen and Derek Newsom together in row 7. Row 8 is the 42 of Wyatt Roberts and the 40 of Fidel Fabian. Then you've got the number 51. That would be Mr. Sam Hefner with Gabe Gazzola to his outside. And rounding out your top 20, it's Jace LaForte and William Martin. 21st on the grid tonight will be that 76 fastest in practice of Justin Rott. He has got Matt Steiner his outside. Jeffrey Armistead starting deep in the field tonight, 23rd, with Madeline Roten to his outside. Nick Bingham and Nick Rader starting together in row 13 for a row of Nicks. You get Dane Cruz and Matthew Chastain together in row 14. Then it's Sky McGurk and Bryson Bird rounding out the top 30. And the rest of your field here tonight, Shane O'Neill starts 31st. Outside of him is Jared Wilson. You got Blaine Sparling and Connor Zola. Ben Baffert and Zach Probst, Yusuf Ghali, Gavin Austin, and then Lucas Buffington will round out the field. 39 cars ready to do battle. And if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to fact check this one again just to find out. But I'm almost positive on it being the case. In that we have not had a winner of the iRacing.Funny 250 come from further back than I believe the number I had last time was maybe sub-20s. I think that was the last stat check that I remember. I think the lowest starting spot was 23rd, which belonged to Jake Scarborough a couple seasons ago. Actually, last season was Yusuf Ghali started 28th. That's the lowest starting spot for a winner of this race. So, Yusuf Ghali, look to see if he can start that again. He'll start 37th in this race tonight. He's starting all the way back here after not making the duels, pardon me. So starting back in 37th, we'll see if he can fight his way to the front and try to take the checkered flag here tonight once again and become a back-to-back winner of this race. Mentioned a lot of former winners in this field. Dylan Parker is here in second. You've got, I want to say, right back there, Bridger Olson in 12th place. Mentioned Ghali all the way back in the back. Dan Cruz starting 27th tonight. Jeffrey Armistead 23rd. There's a lot of guys that are going to have to fight through this field to take a chance. Walk away winner here at Daytona. As they're trying to sort this field out, just make sure everybody's lined up where they need to be before we go green. And it all comes down to this. As of course, we're having issues with connection. We're back, we're gone. Are we back? I think we're back now. But here we go. The field has anxiously been waiting since the last time we hit the track on Tuesday nights. They got a warm-up and a teaser last week with the duels at Daytona, but tonight it's the real deal. Full force, full go. As they make their way off of turn 4, the pace truck will take off towards pit lane. And as we head towards the Tri-Oval, Season 17 of the Slide Job Racing League is green. We're racing here at Daytona. Dylan Parker going to lead lap 1 from the outside lane. Pushed by Gino Mero. Quick to Strawhacker. Tried to jump to the inside lane. Took the lead for a split second, but he's dropped back a little bit now as the outside lane trying to form up and trying to just charge forward ahead of this inside line, who's not really staying well together. Almost 3-wide situation back there. Michael Sturgill thought about sticking inside of Brett Bennett, but he thinks better of it. Stays in line with the 06 machine. As you can see, the thing that we're going to see tonight, side drafting, is going to be a big key. This car got an update recently, and with it came an update to the side draft. It is stronger. You can see it. You can feel it. So you're going to see this bottom lane really trying to work that side draft as meticulous as they can as this race goes on, especially with the amount of laps that we have. Is now Quincy Strawhacker has to get down in front of Jamelin there on the front stretch, and you see this outside lane rolling by. Andrew Lotes now 4th, now 5th. Bridger Olson on the outside lane just about are clear of that inside. Figure out what they want to do. 3-wide situation now. Michael Sturgill stuck in the middle, trying to find a gap. He'll find a gap on the outside lane and jump up in front of Matt Steiner in the 38 car. So 58 Madeline Roten right behind him. Now Sturgill jumps down to the inside lane. Sturgill going to try to see if he can work his magic and weave back and forth. Trying to find out what lane works best for him. Out front, the top 4 cars are for sure clear of that inside line. Now Gino Mero going to go to the inside. He'll turn it left, drive it down on the apron. I think he might have led the line that time, but the problem is nobody went with him. Dylan Parker going to get a push from Enrique Cucalon on the outside lane. Andrew Lotes still with him as well. Parker back up front, and here comes the push from Cucalon. Here comes the push from Lotes, but now Mero's got help from the back. Strawhacker now on his back row pushing him, and the inside line continues to shuffle spots back as more cars jump down to that inside line, then just tank this run they have. Almost seems like it's how the top 4 clear again of the inside line. It's Bridger Olson who's leading the, or 4th on the outside lane, should I say, leading the inside line right there is still the 71 of Gino Mero. Trying to see if he can make something work now, hooked up with Strawhacker. That's something kind of working. He got up to Andrew Lotes now and still seems to have a good head of speed, making his way towards the front of this field. That inside line starting to work, starting to move a little bit more forward. Dylan Parker going to stay up top, but this inside line is coming as they're 3 wide further back here, trying to sort things out as best they can. But new race leader may be just about happening here. Gino Mero on the inside. He'll get ahead just by a nose for now. Down the back on Dylan Parker. Good pushes coming from Quincy Strawhacker. As we blink out, we blink in, we blink out, we reappear, and we're back here. It's Gino Mero is leading with Dylan Parker right now on the outside lane. Apologies for the blinks and the connection kind of hinders us. We had some severe weather in the area, so hopefully we don't lose any connection here as we make our way onto lap number 6. It is still Mero leading the inside line, Parker leading the outside line now. The 2 pushers really playing a big dividend. You see Quincy Strawhacker, the pusher on the inside lane, the outside lane. The pusher is Enrique Cucalon, just trying to make sure they get the right pushes to get their lane up ahead. See that bobble the inside lane has. That allows Dylan Parker with Enrique Hugelon to shoot out ahead and take back the race lead for now as they make their way through 3 and 4, heading back the front stretch, pardon me. So we're blinking again. Reappearing, blinking again, reappearing. Shout out to Verizon for sucking as bad as it does. Make sure we're live. Dylan Parker still leading. Have lost the draft as the rest of the field is still nice and tightly packed. Lucas Buffington, the 21, has lost the draft, as well as Yusuf Ghali. Yusuf Ghali had to serve a drive-through penalty, though, so that's why he is out back as we are losing connection again. Are we wrecking in the back? We are wrecking in the back. Caution's out, and I don't think we're going to be able to see what happened. I think it might have been Jared Wilson that was in it. Indeed it is. And he is blowing up. We'll see if we have a BRN replay, but I can't guarantee it. What we have, it looks like contact, I think, maybe. Here's what we have. Shout out to the internet. Shout out to everything for screwing us up. Contact there, Jared Wilson had with, I think, the 82 of Sky McGurk. That was after the fact. The 83 was already spinning out. The 82 gets tagged. The 83 goes into the outside wall. And likely will be our first DNF of tonight's race. No, I'm not alone. Dylan Parker's had a moment blinking out. It's good to know that I'm the only one losing connection right now. So only 8 laps in. Don't expect anybody to come to pit lane up in the front. A lot of the talk I've heard from a lot of guys is track position is going to matter big time. Actually, say that now. There we go. Andrew Lotz foregoes 4th place. He'll be the first to lead drivers down pit road. But for a lot of guys up front, they talked about it. Track position is king. Learn that from the duels. Learn that from, just some other experimentation with racing. Is you want to be up front. You want to be in the pack. But actually, it looks like a lot of guys. Only the top 6 stay out. The rest of the field decides to come down pit road. Expect a lot of fuel-only stops, I should say. A lot of guys just taking gas only. We're trying to see if they can maybe go one less stop. I doubt it with only being 9 laps in, but we'll see. So we're double up, ready to go back racing here. It's Dylan Parker, Enrique Cucalon, Gino Mero, Quincy Strawhacker, Bridger Olson, Derek Newsom. The top 6 cars did not pit. Everybody else that came down pit road just took fuel only. Splash of fuel, good to go. At least for a little bit. So the field making its way through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to restart here on lap number 11. Dylan Parker having issues with connection as well. Some indication on my end for having problems as well. As the pace truck dives off. Parker and Kukala on the front row. Parker is going to go. Green flag back in the air. Back to racing here at Daytona. Dylan blinking in and out again. We'll go on Enrique for now until Dylan maybe settles down. But the blinking is going to hurt that 3 machine. And actually, he'll drop to the apron. He'll drop to the rear of this field with the connection issues. And that'll leave Enrique Cucala on BRN's own in the race lead for now. But hard charging on the inside. Here comes Gino Mero. Side by side for the race lead. Now Mero about clear of that outside lane, and now he is clear of the outside lane. He'll take the race lead away from Enrique, and he'll pull up to the top side to block the 22 now. Bridger Olson leading the inside line as Enrique maybe dropped down to help his Cruise Auto Racing teammate. Looks like he's thinking about it for sure, pardon me. As he thinks about it, stays in line for now on the outside. Has a gap, though, to pull down if he wants to. He stays top side for now. Bridger Olson rolling up the inside line. Gino Mero going to pull down to block it now. Cucalon and Strawhacker now. Here comes Mero back to the outside lane down the back straightaway. He's going to try to defend both lanes if he can. There's a bobble there on the inside lane. Push from the 2 car, or the 81 to the 2 car, pardon me, loads into Olson, gets him pushed out now, just up front to the race lead. Oh, wrecking in the back! That might be Matt Steiner. It is. Matt Steiner, Shinra Hill, Justin Rott involved. Sky McGurk damage. I don't know if that was from the previous incident or now, but Shane O'Neill was into the outside wall, as was Justin Rott. Heavy damage on the 76 car. Stuck out back in the Hornet's nest. Not going to do you any favors. And in turn, it takes him and junks his car. This happens well up ahead. So this all starts with the 53 of Bryson Bird. Bird right here, just don't know what happened. Bingham gets into William Martin gets tagged. Shane O'Neill gets spun around into Justin Rott. Not quite sure what move was attempting to be made by the 93. Here's a replay from the blimp camera. You'll just see it right here. 53. 40 to the 5. There's a 24. The 54, Yusuf Ghali gets a piece of 82. Heavy front end damage from that one. On board with the 93, Nick Bingham. So that'll be Nick Bingham's night. under caution. Bridger Olson is your race leader. As of this moment, got some more cars coming down pit lane. So as we pace here on lap number 14, some more cars taken out through the melee. So Jared Wilson is still on pit road. Nick Bingham looks like has left the car, not yet left the session. I think Dylan Parker just got back in after disconnecting. So he's currently 3 laps down. He'll have to serve a pit stop, and then he'll get back out there. Bryson Bird on pit lane as well. Sky McGurk looks like has officially called it a night. Justin Rott still on pit road as we're suffering another issue with connection, because why the hell not? So hopefully we can get the 1 green this time, and we can go racing with 110 laps to go and get a little more of a straightforward run going here. Get some green flag laps under our belts and get some nice clean racing. Bridger Olson, Gino Mero, Enrique Cucalon, Gabe Cuzola, Lindsey Strawhacker, the top 5 as they run right now. Big thing here on that inside line, you can see 2 of the 3 Cruise Auto Racing cars in those first 3 lines are lined up nose to tail. Olson and Cucalon on the inside line are lined up together. Up top, Dane Cruz is 3rd on the outside lane. 30 car Jeremy Miller right there. He did not make it on the grid, I don't believe. So he is up here in the pack now. So good job fighting to the front at the beginning of this race here for Jeremy Miller. Carlos Enriquez, Michael Sergio, and Brett Bennett behind for the top 10 cars on the racetrack right now. As we get ready to go back racing here, coming through turns 3 and 4, Bridger Olson behind the pace truck, leading this field. Pace truck will take that hard left turn down pit lane. That puts the field back in the hands of Bridger Olson, heading for the restart zone. He'll mash the gas and put us back to green. Racing once more here at Daytona. Prevails with Gino Mero being pushed out ahead with help from Gabe Cuzola. Oh no! Dane Cruz! Huge accident in the front of the field! Dane Cruz, his chance at another iRacing.Funny 250 crown has just gone up in smoke on lap 17, and you would think maybe at some point these guys are going to calm it down a little bit, but instead we wind up with more junked race cars here in turn number 3, I should say. Take a look at the and replay. Dane tries to get out of the inside lane. The hole was open. Bridger Olson tags him, and up the track he goes. Oscar Enriquez nowhere to go, and then everybody else just trying to find their way through it. Sam Hefner, Michael Sturgill involved. A lot of other cars further up ahead that get a piece of it. Dane was just trying to get down in front of Bridger. You'll see from this angle right here, trying to get down in front of his teammates. Just not clear. Olsen and Kugelon get damaged. Wyatt Roberts and Brett Bennett make contact but save it. Matthew Chastain and Michael Walls as well miss the wreck. Jason LaForte and Michael Kruger get through it, but Oscar Enriquez, I should say, one of the ones that's just not lucky enough to get through. We'll ride on board with him. You'll just see. They'll dive down, trying to get to the inside lane, trying to fill the hole. The hole closes. Bridger just can't get off him quick enough. More cars piling in. Sam Hefner. It's Derek Newsom involved as well. Not sure who else was involved. We're going to take a look back and see. It's the further back half of this field. How little time you had to react. Oh, you can try to react just for the accident. A lot of guys just did not get on the brakes. Andrew Loadston and Derek Newsom there. A couple cars kind of flew in there a little hot, but otherwise able to miss it. So, 3 cautions already here in the first 20 laps. I would say this is fun, but then I'd be lying. We have not yet even hit the 100 to go mark. We've already had 3 cautions. For cause, we had Jared Wilson's wreck early on in this race we weren't able to get a replay of. We had the incident that involved Bryson Bird and Nick Bingham. That led to a couple more cars piling in. And then there, Dane Cruz trying to fill the hole in front of his teammates. Ends up not clear. And wrecks in front of the field. Take a moment under this caution. Just give a shout out to 72diecast.com and 72diecast on eBay. We'll shout him out again later on, obviously. But shout out to Dale Garrett. Great guy. Great website to buy from, or eBay seller to buy from. I'm about to add 2 new cars to my collection from him this week, so I'll let you know. I'm constantly buying diecast and everything, and I do buy from him. He is a seller that I constantly work with. I'll be having the Raja Caruth, HendrickCars.com 124, the one he's driving full-time this year in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, as well as the 2012 Joey Logano Dollar General paint scheme on the car tomorrow. Great scheme, great car. I love those diecasts. So adding another one in my collection. Thank you to 72 Diecast for that one. Adding those on over the weekend. So if you don't use 72diecast.com, consider it. Consider making the switch, jumping over. Tell him Dawson sent you. He probably won't do anything for you. He might give you a discount. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. But yeah, 72diecast.com or 72 Diecast on eBay. Search those today and get you some new or used diecast. And shout out to Pepsi Zero Sugar, by the way. Dylan Parker will be happy to hear me saying that. Pepsi Zero Sugar is a drink that I usually choose to drink. That's my soft drink of choice. So shout out to Pepsi Zero Sugar. So we re-rack them, we restack them, we're ready to go back racing here. It's Gabe Cazzola as your race leader now, over Gino Mero, who's in second. Then it's Bridger Olson, Enrique Cucalan, Quincy Strawhacker, Jeremy Miller. Then it would be the 42 of Wyatt Roberts, the 06 of Brett Bennett, the 62 is Zach Probst, and the 12 of Matthew Chastain. That's your top 10. It's getting ready to restart here on lap number 20 with about 106 laps to go. So here we go, pace truck will dive off. And the green flag will fly once again. Gabe Cazzola is the race leader, getting us back to green. Them through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway we go. Pushed by Enrique Cucalan in the 22, trying to push him out in front. Now down to turn 3, top 2 cars not fully clear that inside line, but trying to get clear of that inside line. And going through turns 3 and 4. Right now, it looks like we're only 31 cars on track in the pack. Enter Jamelin, your pulser, the last car in the field right now, still running. Dylan Parker, I think, is on track as well. He's 2 laps down, however, and he's not in the draft, as there's multiple cars that are out. Jace Lafort, Oscar Enriquez, Dane Cruz, William Martin, Sky McGurk, Bryson Bird, Nick Bingham, and Jared Wilson all have retired from this race. They're not going to make it to the checkered flag here tonight. But Gino Mero trying his best to be the one to get there first. He is leading this field on lap number 21, continuing to play the both lanes game, blocking one lane after another, trying to keep that 71 machine out in front. Mighty fine job so far for the most part. But Gabe Cazzola with Enrique Cucalan power back by on the outside lane. That 22 continuing to push the 18. Phrase you would never really hear in NASCAR in real life for the longest time. Oh, Cazzola and Mero make more contact there through turn 4. Very well could have been another field stack up as they were trying to side draft. Instead, they net contact. Cazzola holds the race lead for now. Mero trying to fight back on the inside lane. Both being pushed by Cruz Auto Racing teammates. There, that's Bridger Olson part of the inside lane. Very Hugel on the outside, but there you see Gabe Cazzola clear on the bottom lane. He'll pull down, and he'll try to dominate this race now, like he's done in multiple leagues before. We've seen him win at Daytona or Talladega, whether it was in NASCAR, whether it was here in Slide Job. Even on the Thursday night races in SAC that we had for a short time, or any other race that we see Gabe Cazzola run, he's always good at these type of tracks. He is very good at Daytona, very good at Talladega, and it's no surprise to see him up front, if not leading, contending for the lead with a guy like Gino Mero as they went side by side drafting again off of turn 4. Cazzola going to lead the line that time. See a third lane starting to form. Jerry Miller jumps up to make it 3 wide for second, but he's by himself right now. Nobody goes with a 30 car. Is anybody going to think about it? Or is he just going to be left to get shuffled back on the top line by himself? He's trying to make this third lane work, but nobody's really going with him. As Mero and Cazzola clear out in front, Cucalan and Olson side by side in third. Now the 30 car still by himself on that high side. Maybe a car peeking out to think about joining him. I think that might be the 40 car that thought about it. Instead he tucks back in line. Connor Zola thinking about it in the 88 car. Oh no! Matthew Chastain goes around! And more cars involved. I saw Matt Steiner get tagged. Cars over in the grass. Jeremy Miller was one of them. And Derek Newsom. Heavy damage on the 50 car. We'll take a rewind back here to see what happened to Matthew Chastain. Just contact with the 30 car, the 40. Connor Zola gets tagged. More cars spin in the grass to miss it all. You'll just see a gaggle of cars going through the grass in this one. Kevin Austin, you see Derek Gibson go for a spin. Michael Walls goes off-roading a little bit there. We'll take a ride on board with the 48 car. He's one of many that decided, you know what, the grass is better than trying to drive through an accident. Yusuf Ghali right ahead of him. Micah, oh, he gets tagged there by that number 50 car. Connor Zola gets spun around in the grass as well. So, a lot of cars likely going to come down pit lane, get some damage fixed, or otherwise have just some decisions made by taking some gas or trying some other things out. Let's make it look like this race is happening in hell. That seems like the fun thing to do right now, right? Yeah, that's about right. That's how it feels right now. It feels like we're racing in the depths of hell right now. Yeah, that seems about right. That's about how it feels right now. Probably get it actually properly right. Yeah, that seems about better. We're racing in the depths of hell right now. I think you can tell who's racing right there. Let's kind of keep. Make this a lighter shade of red, I think. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. So we're in hell. Population me. as we get ready to restart here on lap number 28. Gabe Gazzola, Gino Mero, the front row still. Quincy Strawhacker, Wyatt Roberts are second row. Brett Bennett and Michael Kruger are now lining up in row 3, so making forward progress, those two are. Zach Probst and Madeline Roten right there are in row 4. In row 5, it looks like that would be Enrique Cucalon and Jeffrey Armistead lining up together. So we'll get the hell filter off, and we'll save that just in case we go back into more caution laps. Somebody just blew up. Not sure who, but somebody just blew their engine. Don't think it was Blaine Sparling, but somebody I heard just blow up as we get ready to go back green. There was an engine blowing up, and we'll see what happens here. Green flag gonna fly. Gabe Gazzola, your race leader, back to green. Here we go, racing once more at Daytona. Huge launch there by Gabe. But a good jump out front won't matter if you don't pull down in front of that inside line, which he will in front of Maryland Strawhacker. Roberts now outside lane by himself for a second till he gets Michael Kruger. And now Brett Bennett going to jump up with him and fall in line behind him. Now the packs are starting to get split up from all the damaged race cars and those that are still clean. Oh my goodness, Strawhacker and Merrill had a big bobble and a big moment there. Gazzola pulls up in front of the outside lane. Merrill and Strawhacker bide themselves down low. It's about maybe a 6-on-2 for now. Zach Probst and Jeffrey Armistead now catching up to the front as they make their way through 3 and 4. And how about this one? Circumference Ultimate Motorsports has got a big group of cars now up in the front of this field. Wyatt Roberts is here. There's Zach Probst. See Brett Bennett, Michael Kruger. Madeline Roten is up there as well. Jeffrey Armistead now in the picture too. Bruce Auto Racing down to just one car in this pack, and that's that number 22 of Enrique Cucalon. But up front, it's Gino Mero leading this field down the back straightaway. So they make their way through 3 and 4. Gino's still the race leader, in control of both lanes now, can pick and choose where he wants to go. Right now, he'll stay bottom. On the outside by Gabe Gazzola, with help from Wyatt Roberts. Get a side draft if he can down this back straightaway, but it's Gabe Gazzola now. Wyatt Roberts pushing him on this top side, trying to get back clear. Gabe gets clear, immediately ducks back down to the inside lane. That puts Wyatt Roberts as the leader on the outside lane with Brett Bennett, Michael Kruger, Madeline Roten. And I believe Enrique Cucalon on the top 5 on the outside lane. Top 5 on the inside is Gabe Gazzola, Gino Mero, Quincy Strawhacker, Zach Probst, and then Jeffrey Armistead. Started 23rd in this race. He's up here in the mix now as well. A lot of these guys up here started further back. Quincy Strawhacker started this race in 4th, but you see somebody else up here. Zach Probst, that 62 car, he started all the way back in 36th to start tonight's race. And he is up here in this top 6 now, battling for a top 5 spot. So we're blinking out. Their way Across the stripe, it's Gabe Gazzola still in control of this race. Gino Mero, Wyatt Roberts right behind him, though, keeping him honest in this race lead. There's 3 lanes forming up back here at the back. Yusuf Ghali trying to shovel his way forward. Same with that 23 of Ben Baffert trying to find forward progress in that car to the middle lane. They go. Oh no! Michael Kruger goes around! Up the track, the 34 gets tagged! Multiple cars involved! I believe that's Michael Walls, it's Yusuf Ghali! Last season's winner's in it, and he'll toe to pit road. His race likely done. It is done. Blowing up in the 54 camp. And we'll go back and look at another replay to see what happened. I looked down for 1 second, look back up. Michael Kruger was spinning under the apron and then back up the racetrack. Here's a replay. Oh, Enrique Cucolon gets into him. Zach Probst goes around, then right there, the 54 gets turned. Trying to just keep out of it. Madeline Roten, I think, as part of the checking up, Madeline Roten gets into the back of the 54 car. Goes down on the apron, and when he blends back up to it, at the same time Madeline Roten was on the bottom lane, just nowhere to go. That's going to be Yusuf Ghali's race. So Yusuf Ghali likely done for the Nines. We're back under caution. It's time to open it back up. Welcome back to hell. Population us. Expecting a lot of cars come down pit lane. Most everybody, I would say, is coming down pit road. See a lot of cars rolling down. Looks like only one car stayed out. That was Enrique Cucolon. Okay, Gazzola first off pit lane. So more cars start to file out. Gazzola wins the race off pit road. He'll restart second behind Enrique Cucolon, who leads the field right now. Welcome to hell, population us. So we're back double file, getting ready to restart. So as we run in the red, that's how most of these teams would operate if these are real-life race cars, because, my God, with how many accidents we've had, these teams would need a government bailout, I think, to really make it to the end of this season with how today is already gone. As it stands, we are down to 30 cars on track, 27 of which are on the lead lap, and how many of those that are up to the draft, I'm not sure how many that will be. Coming to the restart of lap 38, Enrique Cucalon is your leader with Gabe Cazzola second, Bridger Olson third, Zach Probst in fourth, Gino Mero currently lined up in fifth. We can get the filter back off when we go back green. Somebody blinking in and out there on the inside lane on the bottom lane there in between Armistead and Strawhacker. Might have been. Not sure who that was. The pace truck will dive off. We'll see if that's going to be what it takes to get these guys and gals to run clean for a little bit. Green flag flies. Back to racing. Field makes their way down the back straightaway. You see kind of split up between the inside line there. That allows this top side that's connected between the top four cars to really roll. Olsen gets up his second ahead of Gabe Cazzola. Zach Probst in fourth. Brent Bennett fifth in the outside lane. Inside lane right now, it's Mero, Strawhacker, and Zola as they try to push forward on the exit of turn 4. Bennett drops back to the inside line for now as Enrique Cucalon leading with Olsen now dropping to the bottom lane. Enrique probably should have dropped that in front of his teammate unless they're thinking about controlling both lanes. Cucalon leading the top now with Cazzola pushing Probst in third on the outside lane. Inside lane led by Bridger Olson, the winner of this race 2 seasons ago, trying to get his second win at Daytona if he can and keep this career renaissance coming. He has had a heck of a recovery in the last 2 seasons from what it was before. 2 wins to his name from season 9 to season number 14. Season 15 rolls around. He finds victory lane 3 times, including a win in this race. And then last season, the winner 2 times. Looking to see if he can keep that momentum rolling here in season 17. But right now, teammate Enrique Cucalon, his new teammate, up on top, holding charge and holding the race lead for now. Gabe Cazzola thought about going low. He's taking a little defensive action there. And now Olsen going to have a good run down the front stretch heading into turn 1. Olsen leading the inside lane, Cucalon on the outside lane. Everybody kind of settling down a little bit, it looks like. Kukulon being pushed by Gabe Kinzola. You see this outside lane really not deep. They're maybe 5 cars deep. But they're good 5 cars, if you ask me. Kukulon, Cazzola, Probst, Sparling, and then Baffer now in the back half of this, the back end of this outside lane. And you can see, no matter how many cars you got in that bottom lane, it don't matter if they're not good cars, or if they're not able to hold the draft as well as others. This top 5, these are all great super speedway drivers, and it's no surprise to see them 5 cars only, rocking and rolling on the outside lane. But now jump down to the inside line for the lead. Here comes Gabe Cazzola. Kukulon and Cazzola side by side down through the tri-oval. Kukulon leading on the high side with help from Zach Probst. It's Bridger Olsen pushing Gabe Cazzola on the bottom lane. Tried the inside lane now. Got the field kind of making decisions so they're... Oh, Enrique quickly covers the bottom off! He did that at the last possible second in front of Gino Mero. In the race lead, slightly in front of Enrique Kukulon now. Letting Sparling in the bottom lane. Catching a lap car, Dylan Parker now. And you see Parker get to the apron to let the field go by as Blaine Sparling now has a run on the inside lane for the race lead. Catching Michael Walls, another lap car. He's going to stay on the bottom lanes. The field makes their way around him. Sparling leading the inside lane. It's Gino Mero leading the outside lane. It's a continued back and forth affair. Mero leads the outside, Enrique Kukulon. So Sparling leading still in the inside lane with Gabe Zola pushing. Gino Mero has got help from Enrique Google on the outside lane, just not able to get the runs they need to get up to the front. See Gino Mero outside lane, they drop back to third. Battling Bridger Olsen now. You see this inside line continuing to roll. We're trying to figure out where they want to be. Ben Baffert going to the outside lane, thinking of a third line, but he'll duck back in line. Lap car there, that's Michael Kruger going a lap down. Trying to stay in the lead draft if he can. He'll go a lap down. That leaves us with just 25 cars on the lead lap, and one of those is Fidel Fabian, who will go a lap down not long from now. So we've gotten to the point of the race where I think everybody finally realized, hey, let's just chill. Let's take it easy. And that's a good thing. It's a really good thing for these guys to kind of just calm down and run the race they can run and just do the best they can. So we got a 14-car breakaway right now. The lead pack, the top 14 cars on track, led by Blaine Sparling. Tail end of this pack is Zach Probst in the 62. Then there's a gap back to the 65 of Jamelin, who's currently in 15th place. Everybody's just trying to manage these cars to make them work. Outside lane trying to get working. That, I believe, is led by the efforts of the 23 of Ben Baffert with Enrique Kukulon on his back bumper, trying to see if they can make the top side work with just two cars here. Trying to side draft Quincy Strawhacker there. Just keep propelling this outside lane forward if possible. We see lap traffic up ahead again. For the leaders to catch. Like I said, we've kind of calmed down in this run right now, which is a good thing for these drivers to kind of get that easing into just logging laps, trying to get this race closer to being done, get themselves to pit stops, get themselves trying to get into a position to go for the win later on. Something they're not wrecked out like some of these guys were earlier on. There you see Fidel Fabian on the apron, letting the leaders go by him. See Dylan Parker was one of the other ones getting that by. Top three now broken away. Shuffled back here. Brett Bennett's got Quincy Strawhacker on his back bumper. Alan Roten right there in 7th. Sam Hefner doing a good job right now in 8th as well. Zach Probst, Pino Romero, the top 10. Connor Zola was in an accident earlier on, a couple of them actually. He's still up here in fighting chance. And how about Gavin Austin? Haven't mentioned his name at all tonight. Started 38th on the field. He's up here in this mix. And now the top 14 cars, single file, riding here back to 15th to about maybe 22nd. These cars are lined up nose to tail as well. They're about 2.6 seconds back of the leaders. As we've gotten to a point where we're nice and easy and slow and cool and calm and collected. Car is blinking right now in 4th place at Finn Baffert. But everything under control. We're still good. You can see the big split in the field. Part of the race where it gets kind of, I guess, boring for a commentator by himself. Really nothing to talk about right now. Nothing crazy going on. Everybody's committed to this bit of just riding single file and logging laps, and that's a good thing. It's really a good thing. We're coming around next time by 66 laps to go when we hit the stripe. And a pit stop still awaits these drivers. They still are going to have to make at least one more, if not 2 more stops. It out to the finish after those. Third lap in Justin Rott in the 76. Coming out to Lance Connor Zola with help coming from Zach, or helping Zach Probst, I should say, on the top side, trying to make something work to move up through the field. They tried it. It's not working. They're going to drop the back of this line, and then they will re-rack and reset. Watching this field, continue to ride single file for the most part. Something to highlight, like I mentioned, pit stops at some point are going to have to happen. We're at the halfway point of this race right now. These guys are going to have to pit at least twice, I would say. I think a full tank of fuel is 40 laps. Now, if we're at 63 to go, you're going to have to pit at least twice, I would say. Or you're going to have to pit maybe close to twice to get to that number. 27, got 63 to go, another 20 laps. Make it 43 to go. You're going to be pushing it on that edge, I do believe. So that's going to be a big key, is needing more fuel. And you can see it's the entirety of the field. Nobody's on a different strategy than anybody else. They're all together in the same one, needing to do the same thing and accomplish the same stuff. Really double checking to see on that. I'll be right back. Let's see what the deal is on that. Double checked, and it is about 40 laps is the fuel estimate. So maybe 10 laps to see these guys coming in and making a stop. And they're going to have to pit again with how many laps are left in this race. 61 to go right now. They're going to have 60 to go when they hit lap 30. They're not going to be able to split this in half. They're going to have to, if they manage to split it in half, it's going to be a miracle, which I don't think any of them are going to be able to accomplish. So as the field continues on here. Brett Bennett trying the outside lane, maybe for a second, maybe just dropping back here. Unless we got pit stops coming. We do have pit stops coming. Top 4 cars, and you see some more coming in. The Cruise Auto Racing machines coming to pit lane, trying to slow it up. Oh, Gino Mero! I think he got it down and up, but somebody did not. Blaine Sparling, too fast entering on pit road. Oh, Jeremy Miller as well as Derek Newsom. 3 cars speeding on pit road. Blaine Sparling, the biggest blow of them. He was the leader coming to pit road for these stops. Now he's down a lap, most likely. Expecting another group of pit stops coming here soon, as multiple drivers serving penalties here going to cost them their race. Jeremy Miller, Derek Newsom, Blaine Sparling will all go a lap down. I think Jeremy Miller, he sped on pit road and missed his stall too, so he double whammied. We expect to see this group of cars maybe pitting in the next couple laps. They're going to run long, I think is what I heard Brett Bennett talking about, is they were going to run as long as they could before making their way down to pit lane. And they'll stay out for another lap. Just 18 cars in the lead lap. Of course, the leaders that have yet to pit are the reason why this gap is so different. And the top 12 are the ones that have yet to come down pit road. Gino Mero beat Bridger Olson. Ben Baffert, Gavin Austin, Enrique Cucalon, and Gabe Gazzola off pit lane. They are all together as of right now and lined up nose to tail, just trying to run as they're going to make a move on Gino Mero, but just behind them are the race leaders. Shuffling out Mero like this. They're only just ahead of our leaders of this race, but now they're going double file. And now we've got side-by-side racing trying to figure out what they want to do. Really not beneficial to them at all as the leaders are approaching. Which, of course, they still have to make their stop is the big thing for this pack of cars. But being right there on the back bumper of the guys that just pit is huge for these guys that are in this group. You know, guys like Strawhacker, Bennett, Roten, Hefner, Armistead. Connor Zola's right there in the back of this pack as well. And Zach Probst is here in this group of about 7 cars. They're really benefiting from the field, from the leaders being so far back. And I think now maybe, not yet. Not quite yet coming to pit road. Second pack of cars, just 3 of them. Shane O'Neill, Wyatt Roberts, Matt Steiner are 8th, 9th, and 10th right now. Steiner having a really good race after the incident. Same with Shane O'Neill. Think of all the multiple incidents, but still having a running car and still having a chance to compete. You got Lucas Buffington and Andrew Lotes together in 11th and 12th. Way back of the leaders. As those that have already pit, Bridger Olson on back to Enrique Cucalon in 18th. They're just barely ahead of our race leaders as they enter turn 3. Seeing pit stops yet? Not quite. They're going to keep running here. And this is an interesting one. They said 40 laps is about the rough estimate. Now, the thing is, if we only had the 100 laps like we normally have, these cars would have already been pitting. They would have already come down pit road and already made their last stop because we'd be coming up on the last 25 laps. We got 52 laps remaining in this race. Still a long way from over here by Daytona metrics. So, a long way to go. And at least one more stop, as you can see by what we have on the scoring pile. They're going to run as long as they can for now. And once they finally come to pit lane, they'll have one more stop waiting for them at the end of this one before making a run to the finish. Still staying out. drivers still staying out of the racetrack here. I don't know how long I've been muted for. I just realized that my audio wasn't picking up. That's awesome. Rich Olson leads. Second car liner there, Dylan Parker is laps down. Ben Baffert is second. Gino Mera was in third. This lead pack right now only about 6 cars. Tail end of it is Enrique Cucalon in the 22. Those 3 cars further back is 2 lead lap cars. Brett Bennett in 7th, Madeline Roden in 8th. And the 59 of Blaine Sparling speeding on pit lane, costing him a lap and now putting him pretty much out of contention for this race. I'm not sure how this is going to shake out for these drivers on fuel when they decide to pit and when they decide to make their last stop. Because what I think are the options, you got 2 options for your pit stop. It's about 40 laps of fuel, give or take, is how much you can make it in this race. I would expect a couple cars, a group of cars, maybe to try pitting on the front half of this window, pitting as soon as the window opens. They're going to pit as soon as they can, they're going to top off on fuel, and they're going to get back out there and rip and ride to the end of this race. Other teams might wait and run this tank dry and just only have to get a small splash of fuel at the end. So you've got 2 different options of what you do. You either pit early and you take your fuel and you try to make it to the end without having to stop again, hope for maybe some cautions in between to save fuel before any overtimes might come out, or you just try to push it till as far as you can and then take your fuel afterwards. It's two different strategies I think we're going to see play out. I imagine there'll be one super aggressive on one side that pits as soon as that window opens, and the other on the other option that runs this thing dry until they have to pit and just top off on fuel a little bit before the end of this race. We still got 45 laps to go, still not yet at the window, but we're getting close to it, and then we will have this field going to see what they decide to do. But right now the field is trailing the number 2 car of Bridger Olson, who is your race leader, with Dylan Parker behind him pushing. Dylan Parker is a couple laps down right now, currently scored 13 down in 28th, but helping out Bridger Olson right now control this field. Got Ben Baffert in third in line, second on track. Fourth position, Gino Mero, fourth in line, third on track. They just lapped Lucas Buffington, so now only 20 cars on the lead lap right now. This field has been split as they run right now, but Everett's got a bit of a saving grace coming up. He's 3 seconds off of the leader pack, but I think they might be trying to tail back to catch Strawhager, Armistead, and Hefner to make it a 6-car train, try and go catch back up to the leaders if they somehow can. We'll see if it works. The gap is 3 seconds for the race leader. Really, at this point, we're just kind of riding around until we get to the end of this race. Until we get to the pit stops to make it a battle for the win. Everybody just taking it easy. Doing the best they can, just conserving their car. And just making sure that they're going to have a fighting chance at lap 125. So as we hit the stripe this time, 40 laps to go now in this race. Olson, Ben Baffert, Gino Mero, Gabe Pizzol, Gavin Austin, Ricky Kukalon, the top 6 cars on track. They're part of this group of about maybe 8 cars that include 2 lappers, Dylan Parker and the 21, that being Lucas Buffington, 21 and 21st right now. You got about a 5-second gap to 7th place Brett Bennett with Madeline Roten, Quincy Strawhager, Jeffrey Armistead, and Sam Hefner in this group, along with lap car 59 car Blaine Sparling. Further back, 12th place is Wyatt Roberts with Shane O'Neill, Matt Steiner, and Connor Zola in this pack with Derek Newsom, another lap down car. And then you got another gap back to Zach Probst, who's got Matthew Chastain, Michael Sturgill, and Andrew Jamelin for 19th place. 20th place, Andrew Lotes is about to get lapped. And he will get lapped by race leader Bridger Olson. He'll go a lap down now on the racetrack. as the 2 powers by. So as they make their way down the back straightaway, Bridge Olsen blinks out a gate. We're at 38, coming to 37 laps to go this next time by. Like I said, really right now, it's just a matter of riding until you get to a time to make your stop. And when you make your stop, you pull down pit lane, get your fuel, get your tires, and then go on from there. So we just kind of patiently waited out here for these pit stops and to see if the field would bunch back up through these stops that will be to push to the end of the race afterwards. As the sun continues to set on Daytona, we think back last couple seasons, how about now we'd be at 10 laps to go, racing for the win. Nothing else left on the line except, going for the checkered flag. But now the extra 25 laps leave us waiting for another pit stop. So I will point out, as I was mid-sipping my drink, pit stops were made. That's why they've caught the back of Brett Bennett now, who sits in 15th, ahead of the race leaders. This group of cars have come down and made their stops already, and now their goal is just to keep on rocking and see if maybe they can steal this one out from underneath the nose of the race leaders. That was the second pack of cars. Bennett, Strawhacker, Armistead, Roten, and Hefner were involved. And that Hefner is still right here in this pack with Lotz. But they have lost touch with Madeline Roten for now. Bridger Olson trailing behind this group of cars. It's good for him. He's able to save a little more fuel now after not being the lead car of the pack. I would expect them to pit now. They're pitting right now, reacting to Bennett and the toe pitting. They will come down. Dylan Parker coming in hot. Bridger Olson gets it down to speed. Same with Gavin Austin. Same with Enrique Cucalon and Ben Baffert. All get it wound up enough, but Mero and Gazzola did not get the memo. They'll stay out for another lap. And we'll see how Bennett and his group shuffle out after this one. Gavin Austin is already away, but he's away by himself. Bridger Olson just now leaving pit lane as well. They got 15 seconds ahead of Quincy Strawhacker right now. Oh, Bridger Olson speeding on pit exit. Heartbreak for the two. Too fast exiting. He'll have to serve a penalty, and that will kill his chances of winning this race. And that also likely can kill this pack trying to get back up to speed. 7 seconds ahead of the next group of cars. Olson with a black flag. He'll have to serve it here, as Strawhacker and company are not going to catch up to him, but they're going to lose an extra car, which will be big. Gavin Austin well out ahead by over a second, almost 2 seconds of Bridger Olson now. They're going to have to sort this out quick, but Olson's going to have to come back down pit lane. Heartbreaking for him, trying to go for his second win here at Daytona. He's got to woe it down to pit road speed, and he'll have to serve a penalty. And that will eliminate him from his chances of winning another iRacing.Funny 250. So now as Gabe Cazzola and Gino Mero roll off of pit lane, Gavin Austin is about 4 seconds back, and you got a gap back to the next three cars here, which would be Baffert, Cucalon, and a lap car Dylan Parker. They've got a 3.8 second gap on Strawhacker, Armistead, Roten, and Bennett, who need to try to work together to catch up to these cars, because these will be the battle for the win as of right now. But how about the work from Cazzola and Mero to get out in front now by 2.5 seconds over 11th place now Gavin Austin, who will cycle to third once the rest of the field decides to pit. Right now, still out on track are Roberts, O'Neill, and Steiner, and not too far back is the next gap with Zola, Probst, Chastain, Sturgill, and Jamelin. And about a half a track back are the top two that have already pit. See back there, Baffert, Austin, and Cucalon and Parker now get lined up nose to tail. They get around the 6th car and tuck him in the back of the line. Strawhacker is 3.2 seconds back of what will cycle to be the race leaders once our top 8 cars come down pit road. And there's Bridger Olson coming off pit lane. See what Roberts decides to do. They decide to pit yet. They're going to stay out a little bit longer now. Cazzola and Mero have a 2.3 second gap over the next group of cars. That being Baffert, Cucalon, Austin, and the lap car of Dylan Parker, who's got another about 3 second gap to the next group of 4 of Strawhacker, Armistead, Roten, and Bennett. And they got a gap back to Lotz and Hefner, who then has a gap back to Lucas Buffington, who's currently a lap down. He's 19 seconds back of those next cars there, but once the pit stops are made, it will cycle as of right now. Gabe Cazzola and Gino Mero independently out to the race lead, but it won't be for long. They're going to get caught pretty quickly by that 4-car group. Zach Probst in 4th on track right now, of course, still yet to pit for the final stop of the night. That group of 4 back there, with Baffert, Parker, and Kukulon and Austin are rolling now, catching up to Mero and Gazzola. Meanwhile, that four stack further back, Strawhacker, Armisen, Roten, and Bennett not really gaining. They're losing a little bit of time to the next group ahead of them. And with coming around to 25 laps to go, they're going to need to find that speed quick to catch up and to be able to contend for this win. Biggest benefit this group has, they have a car that's able to push like crazy without a worry in the world. Dylan Parker, he's already 13 laps down. He really can't lose any spots on the racetrack. Nobody behind him is in the race still. He's 28 cars, or 27 cars on track. Dylan Parker is the last of them right now. He can push until that thing blows up. If it means helping his teammates try to win this race. And here comes Baffert going to the outside lane now, going to make the move for what will be ninth and what will cycle through to be the race lead once the final pit stops are made. Gazzola and Mero going to stay low and let them go to the high side. With 25 laps to go, Gazzola drops the spot to Baffert, who takes over ninth. Well, did take over ninth. Continues to take over ninth. Continues to blink out. And Baffert reappears finally. He is in ninth now, and he takes what will be the race lead once we come back around. And with these guys racing side by side, 3.1 seconds back, our Strawhacker from that group of cars ahead. Really need to make some magic happen here. And with less than 25 to go, though, would expect these last pit stops to be coming shortly. These guys are not going to linger much longer. They're going to have to come down and pit, make their final stop here shortly, but hoping for a quick stop. But with a gap of only 25 seconds at Daytona, that's not going to be enough for them to come back out as the race leaders. Just different groups of cars on different strategies right now. Coming to the stripe this time. Lap 104 underway. Blaine Sparling back on pit road right now. Looks like he actually disconnected. And you can see Wyatt Roberts, the leader, is now the top 7, just about all lined up nose to tail. Coming to 20 laps to go. This next time by, do the leaders decide to make their pit stops now? Not yet. Expecting them to pit here soon. We're going to have to pit. And here they come now. Leaders on pit road for their final stop of the night. And that'll hand the lead over to what will be Ben Baffert when they come around. Looks like 2 cars stayed out. Shane O'Neill, Connor Zola missed pit entry with the rest of the group. But Ben Baffert will cycle to be the race leader once this is all said and done. This group of 4 really need to get moving if they want to contend for this win. Or they're going to need a miracle to be able to try to race for this win. So they will pass those cars coming off a pit lane handedly. Now just 2 more that have to make their final stop. Expect O'Neill and Zola to maybe pit as soon as their tanks run dry. And that right now is about the next 8-9 laps. And this group of 5, the top 5 cars will be Baffert, Kukla, Austin, Gazzola, and Marrow. They got a 4.5-second gap over what will be 6th place Quincy Strawhacker. This group is just not rolling the way they need to. They're not catching. They just keep losing time. And that's big. You know, they need to be moving forward. But instead, they are dropping out. So as the leaders right now are still O'Neill and Zola, they have to pit before this race is over. They cannot make it on fuel. They're definitely going to take any chance they can to fall behind a car like Matthew Chastain. They hit the stripe this time, and it is our 15 to go, presented by 72 Diecast on eBay or 72diecast.com. Be sure to check out for new and used diecast today, 72 Diecast. For all of your diecast needs, reach out to Dale Garrett. Tell him Dawson Allen sent you. He might say, cool. I don't know if there's any discount or anything, but hey, it's worth reaching out and telling him that I sent you there, and might do something for you. Still waiting for O'Neill and Zola to come to pit lane. O'Neill deciding to tuck behind some more traffic and keep saving fuel. 18 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. While Zola leads this group. Ben Baffert, Enrique Cucalan, Gavin Austin, Gabe Gazzola, Gino Mero, the top 5 right now. And for Strawhacker, Roten, Bennett, and Armistead, they would need those leaders to start racing right about now if they want a chance to catch and try to win. 13 to go, still waiting on Zola and O'Neill to make their final stops of the race. I'll show you the stint right now. They should be coming down in the next couple laps. 36 laps that they both came down pit road last. I imagine, though, running it in the draft like Shane O'Neill has been is definitely helping him at least save a little bit of fuel. But it's going to take a caution at this point for them to have a chance at trying to win this thing. And the way the field's so spread out and the way they're running, caution does not seem likely to happen at all. Think maybe Zola dropping down behind these lapped cars. Thought the same process. Why not just get in the draft? Why not just let them lead the way? It's Ben Baffert having connection issues again. And he's blinking in and out, and he reappears, and now back in the race lead. Mentioned it. The record run that Cruz Auto Racing has been on in this race the past couple seasons. They have got a car in second place. Enrique Cucalon is right here in the mix. I believe Ben Baffert is also a member of Cruz Auto Racing. Not too positive. Say shuffle back Bennington, but double checking to see. I believe Baffert is considered a member of Cruz Auto Racing. Indeed he is. So either way, looking to see if he can help stretch this streak. So you got two chances to try to make it 4 in a row for this team at this race. Zola and O'Neill still have to pit, and there they come now, coming down to pit road now, and that will officially hand the lead back to Ben Baffert when they come around to hit 10 laps to go in this race to open up season 17. It's going to come down to these 5 lead lap cars, granted. Dylan Parker is here, but he is not on the lead lap. 5 cars in the lead pack on the lead lap, battling it out for the win here at Daytona. When do you try to make the move is the million-dollar question. Do Cazzola and Merrill maybe think about working together to get to the front on the outside lane? Does Gavin Austin get roped in to help out and make it a 3v3 between Cruz Auto Racing team members and the rest of the field right there? They've got a 5.5 second gap over the next group of cars, so they're not worried about 6th place coming up and taking that spot. It's down to these guys, and they need to start racing, though, if that second group wants a chance at maybe trying to get this win. Everybody's officially made their stops. They're officially ready to go till the end. 9 laps to go. Ben Baffert is still your race leader. Sharon O'Neill and Connor Zola have finally gotten off pit lane. They will join in with Wyatt Roberts. Or at least O'Neill was for a second. He'll drop back of that group. And a caution is out! Jeffrey Armistead has gone around in turn 1. And what looked to be building to about a 5-horse race will now stack the field back up with single-digit laps to go. Take a look back at the beer and replay. And what happens? This is what happens. You're trying to push to catch. And the 30 car, not a part of their team. That's the 30 car of Jeremy Miller. Just gets in the back of Jeffrey Armistead, puts him into Brett Bennett, who was down on the apron trying to check up because of the contact. Quincy Strawhacker with that big push here through the tri-oval. Miller didn't know what was going on. Gets into Bennett, gets into Armistead. Madeline Roten just missing that one. Miller not a part of this team, so not able to hear when Bennett's trying to call it about checking up. So he just ends up shoving the 14 into the 06. And Madeline Roten so close to getting tagged by Brett Bennett. Overall, I think those guys are going to be okay. Bennett and Armistead Nothing too crazy of a hits, but it puts us under caution. And that really changes the complexion of this race. I guess we'll put the filter back on for this one especially. Oh, that's wrong. Where is my... There we go. The hellscape is real. And it will be us bearing witness. It's time for another late race restart. It's time for another quick battle for the win. Like it always seems to be here at Daytona for the iRacing.Funny 250. Free pass goes to Michael Sturgill. He's back on the lead lap. Going to have a chance to contend for this win here. Being involved in a couple incidents, being shuffled out with the damage. So here's how we line up. As of right now, we have 9 cars that stayed out under this caution. That's been Baffert, Enrique Cucalon, Gavin Austin, Gabe Cazzola, Gino Merrill, all the top 5, obviously. Then Quincy Strawhacker, Madeline Roten, Zach Probst, and Wyatt Roberts. Sam Hefner is was on pit lane, I believe, and he is now off pit lane. First car off pit road. Connor Zola, Shane O'Neill, then Matt Steiner, Andrew Jamelin, then Brett Bennett is still on there, as is Jamelin. Matthew Chastain, Jeffrey Armstead, they're still on pit road. Obviously going to take as much damage repair as they can take if they need to take any. Chastain is away and rolling. 3 cars still on pit road now, just getting damage repaired the best they can to make sure they can stay in the draft, or at the very least have a chance to try to make a move to try and win this race. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that off. I'm done playing with the filter. Alright, I've had enough fun. We can draw instead.
if you can hear me, but your mic might be muted.
I can hear you
Maybe just
now.
mute it.
I'm hoping I
Oh,
was
there we
not
go.
muted for the broadcast there. Holy crap. Gino Mero, it's also on the booth. You got a coffee?
Hell yeah, I do.
Alrighty, it's a third place run for you here tonight at Daytona. You came close there at the end. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be a podium finish for you. What was that race like behind the wheel of the 71 car?
Um, it was really, really fun. Really different with the 110 package. It makes it feel like an open car, but a little bit looser. Um, Start of the race was pretty good. I tried to hold the lead there, but I mean, I just had horrible luck every time I set myself up to side draft Gabe or side draft one of the crew's cars. Caution would come out, they would be a whole car length in front of me. I'm like, well, damn. I mean, I can't hold the lead for anything. Um, and working my way through the race, just trying to hold the lead, getting sucker hold. Had an amazing pit stop with Gabe, and that definitely set us up there for the finish. Even if we had another caution, we were good on gas. But yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a third place run though, still to open the season up. Uh, what does that feel like? Just get ready to start off season 17 and starting off on the right foot.
I've always been part time in this league, and last time I ran was with Gavin Austin at Michigan and I believe Chicagoland, and it was really fun. We're surprised, well, funny enough, working together. So definitely coming to the line. It's kind of amazing and really coincidental working together going to the line. Um, but yeah, no, third place is really good, and we led laps and well survived the chaos with a 0x. So that's the best you can really do here at Daytona and not wrecking out.
Well, all right, it's third place run to you tonight. Geo, teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What got you? What got you to third place tonight?
I got a big thank you to Kamara Creative. He makes all my paint schemes. Well, me and my teammate, but unfortunately, he he went through a fever, and he's going through a fever right now. So um, he was gonna survive this and probably ride in the back, but I mean, it was a chaotic storm for the first like 30 laps. So he unfortunately DNF'd, but um, if he was up there with me, I'm pretty sure we were gonna be leading, and yeah, kind of sucks not having your teammate up there. It's pretty controlled by either crews or other cars. But yeah, got to thank him. Got to thank my sponsor, and got to thank this league for being amazing. Glad to be finishing third.
Alrighty, that's Gino Mero, third place finish. I would have loved to have called it there at the end, but of course, you mentioned my mic was muted. This is why I hate doing solo broadcasts, because no one was here to tell me that. No broadcast call at the finish. I am gonna fucking lose my mind. Okay, Gino Mero, third place finisher here at Daytona. Congrats, third place run, Gino.
Thank you.
All right, that man, that has just killed every bit of anything I had for this. Holy, I'm gonna drop every f bomb and every s bomb and everything on the end here because oh my god, it has been a night from hell, and I mean that not just about the race tonight, but just everything else in between. So I do apologize for missing everything. Wow, that sucks. I was screaming at the top of my lungs the entire time there too. I hope you know. I think you know. I think you all know how I do it, and that's miserable, 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 miserable. Let's see if we can talk about second place finish tonight. Speaking of miserable, Ben Baffert will come away second after tonight's race. Hey, Ben Baffert, this tossed down in the booth. You got a copy?
We got a cop.
I Yeah, thankfully we have a copy here. Didn't have it in the race, but yeah, second place finish coming so close to the win here at Daytona. What more do you think you would have needed to take home the checkered flag tonight?
I mean, I had good comms. Dane helped me out there. I'm not very good at plate racing, so I was just kind of listening what he was gonna do, and it just unfortunately came down to who Gino was gonna push there at the line. it was pretty close off the corner. I think without that push, we would have been pretty much close to tying. But we had good field strategy, got good track position, so I'm just glad to not wreck in one of these races.
Absolutely. Well, even though the second place is a bummer to not win at Daytona, still a second place run to open up the season. How does that feel heading into season 17? Starting off with a podium finish like that.
It's a good start. I think we got a little bit of a tweaked points format, so I don't know if it's going to be harder or easier to keep that second place, but we're just going to take it as we go and get some good runs going on the line.
Alrighty, second place run for you here tonight, Ben. Teammate, sponsor, shoutouts. What got you runner-up here at Daytona?
Everybody, Cruise Auto Racing, Peak Performance, we're all kind of in there helping each other, and thankfully we got track position. We're just able to get a good finish for the team.
Alright, it's second place run for Ben Bafford. He comes up just short of winning here at Daytona. Congrats on second place run tonight, Ben.
Thank you.
Alrighty, now we'll pull in our race winner. Mr. Gavin Austin. We'll talk to our race winner. Hey, Gavin Austin, Austin now in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, you are turning yourself into a bit of a super speedway ace here in this league. This is now your third win on this style of racetrack, but it's your first here at Daytona. First things first, congrats on the win. How you feeling after that one?
I'm feeling great. I was hoping, it stayed green. I think it was like a 5-car breakaway. I might have been I think it was just me and another Chevy. I forgot who it was now, and I feel really bad. But I I really was not looking for a caution. I needed that to stay green. I thought that would have been the best chance at me possibly winning it, and obviously that yellow happened, and I think it kind of just played out in my favor and was able to get it done. Yeah, I want to thank Gino, giving me the push to the line and stuff. But honestly, once that yellow came out, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to get it done, and it just all worked out. And it was a blast racing with Ben. I mean, it was a blast racing him all last season, and fun racing this race. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this season racing against him and a lot of the other guys. And I mean, it's just what a way to start off the season. I mean, got to keep this momentum rolling.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, coming off of the championship uh, win last season, you pick up right here at Daytona with the win. Just what is that like? Defending your title, starting off with the win at Daytona.
It's awesome. I mean, I started last, missed the duels, got back from family vacation early this morning. I'm on little to no sleep right now, and I came close to like, I mean, I was dozing away then and there, but um, I mean, this kind of woke me up. At least that last restart did, because these last restarts at Daytona are always intense and always get your heart rate going. Um, and it's always fun racing these. And yeah, RGR's, I mean, official debut as a team in Slide Job. We win it, and Andrew finished 10th, and Wyatt finished 11th. So good finishing for our RGR here at Daytona. Not a better way to start our season. And yeah, once again, kind of just got to keep the momentum rolling. And yeah, it was a blast.
Well, alrighty, it is a win at Daytona to open up season 17 for you, Gavin. Teammate, sponsor, shoutouts. What got it done for you?
Yeah, obviously got to thank everybody on RGR. I mean, Wyatt, Andrew, and working with them throughout the race. Sadly, I hear wasn't able to make the race after he had some work conflict last week in the duels. Wasn't able to make it to the duels, but yeah, I just obviously got to thank all of them. Got to thank Daniel Mosteller. He helped me last season. He helped me tonight, and huge thanks to him. And yeah, HVTV, CK Graphics. Let's give Wendy's a shout out. Wendy's, delicious. Um, I want to thank you. I mean, you for commenting in these races. They're always entertaining. Sucks what happened at the end there. Um, and absolutely appreciate it if you could like recall it in some way and send that to me. That would mean the world. If not, I understand, but that would be awesome. And yeah, honestly, you got to thank the admins and all the other drivers. It was kind of a rusty start to the race, or a rough start to the race. A bunch of yellows. I was involved in a couple of them. And I was happy that we were able to keep it clean and green for the rest of it mostly. And yeah, it was a blast. And I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Alrighty, that is your race winner tonight here at Daytona, picking up where he left off in Season 16. It's Gavin Austin taking home the checkered flag tonight. Congrats to the win tonight, Gavin.
Thank you, thank you.
Right. Wow, that sucked a lot. So we're going to try something. What I'm going to do... No, I'm not going to do that. I lied. I'm a liar. Yeah, that'll do it from us here tonight at Daytona. Man, I'm very, 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 very unhappy with how this went on my end. I'm very sorry to everybody watching, anybody that tunes in. This was just crap. But we had a fun race at the end there. The caution came out with Armistead that stacked the field back up for a 5-lap shootout. It was a pretty entertaining 5-lap shootout, and it led to a battle at the end. Gavin Austin put his car in the right place at the right time and was able to take the checkered flag home. So congratulations goes to Gavin Austin, your winner here at Daytona. Tonight, that does it from us here. Next Monday night, we head to Indianapolis for the Fast Track Cup Series, so we'll see you there. And then I think coming up here, I got to find the schedule for Season 17. Next week, it looks like we're heading to Las Vegas. That's next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern here on BRM. We hope to see you there. And that'll do it from us here at Daytona. It was hectic. It was chaotic. But at the end of the day, it is Gavin Austin who takes home the checkered flag. Thank you for tuning in and watching, despite the problems we had tonight. I want to thank you, as always, to the drivers for coming out and putting on the show for us, because if it wasn't for them, we'd have nothing to talk about. And congratulations, Gavin Austin, your winner here at Daytona. Dawson Allen signing off, saying good night. Take care, everybody.